I crossed a line knowing exactly what it meant, and I still didn't stop.
I never thought I would type these words. I never thought I'd be the person who had to. But I need to tell someone what I did before it completely eats me alive. You always used to say that secrets grow heavier the longer they stay hidden, and now, finally, I understand exactly what you meant. I keep staring at this screen, my fingers hovering over the keyboard, wondering if confession really brings any kind of relief, or if it just burns down what little is left of my life. You see, the hardest part to explain is that I wasn't unhappy. Not in the way people expect, not in the way you see in movies. And that's what scares me the most. From the outside, my life looked steady, it looked safe, it looked complete. It was the kind of life I think other people would envy. But inside, I felt this quietness, this stillness that slowly, day by day, turned into an emptiness I just couldn't explain or put into words. You were always kind to me. Every single day you were kind. And that kindness, over time, became something I took for granted. It was just part of the background noise of our life together. I started telling myself that feeling bored was normal in a long-term relationship, that it was just a phase. I convinced myself that wanting something more, something different, didn't automatically make me a bad person. It was just a feeling, right? I never, ever planned to cross any line. I truly believed I was stronger than that, stronger than any temptation that could come my way. I thought our foundation was unbreakable. Then, one ordinary night, just a regular Tuesday, you were busy with work, trusting me completely, as you always did. And in that moment of solitude, I felt seen by someone else. It wasn't about a physical touch at first, not at all. It was about being noticed, being listened to in a way that I had completely forgotten existed. It was like a light switched on in a room I didn't even know had gone dark. I should have stopped right there. I know I should have. I should have closed the door on that conversation, walked away, and remembered the beautiful life and the wonderful person waiting for me at home. But instead, I listened to that little voice inside me, the one that whispered, "Just one moment won't matter. It's harmless." And that voice sounded so calm, so reasonable, which made it 1,000 times more dangerous. I convinced myself that a little bit of curiosity was harmless, that I could always be honest about it later. Each small choice felt insignificant on its own. It was like stepping on a series of small, stable stones, not realizing they were leading me straight off a cliff. I didn't feel reckless in the moment, I felt awake. For the first time in what felt like a very, very long time. And that realization, that feeling of being awake, terrified me even as it pulled me forward. I crossed the line. I knew exactly what I was doing, what it meant, and what was at stake. And still, I didn't stop myself. Afterward, I expected this overwhelming wave of guilt to just crush me immediately. But what came first was silence. A deep, profound silence that filled the space where my certainty, my self-respect, used to live. When I came home later that night and saw you sleeping so peacefully, my chest tightened with something that felt incredibly close to grief. It was like mourning the person I used to be. I told myself I still loved you, and the most painful part is that it was true. I do. What changed wasn't my love for you, but how I saw myself. I was no longer the person I believed I had been for all these years. I wasn't the faithful, dependable partner I had built my identity around. Days passed, and I moved through them like a ghost, pretending nothing had shifted inside me. You noticed I was distant, and I blamed it on work because it was the easiest lie to tell. And every lie I told felt heavier than the last, stacking up on my conscience like bricks I couldn't put down. I started living as two different versions of myself, the one who went through the motions with you, and the one who was honest only inside my own head. And I hated how natural that split, that double life, began to feel. Sometimes I secretly wished you would just confront me. I wanted you to call me out, just so the secret would be over and the charade could end. But other times I was terrified that you would see right through me without me having to say a single word. That you'd look at me one morning and just know. I kept asking myself, why? Why did I risk everything for something so brief, so fleeting? And the answer I didn't want to face was that it was never really about that one moment or that other person. It was about realizing there were parts of me, my desires, My need for novelty, my loneliness that I had ignored and buried for way too long. Now, that doesn't excuse what I did. I know that with every fiber of my being. Understanding why something happened doesn't erase the betrayal, it just explains it. And now I wake up every single morning wondering which version of me you see. Do you see the person you fell in love with, or do you see a stranger? You still trust me, and that trust, your unwavering faith in me, feels like the sharpest punishment of all. I replay that night over and over in my head, not because I miss it, but because I can't undo it. I wish so badly that regret could turn back time, instead of just teaching us lessons when it's already too late. I'm scared of telling you this because I know that the truth can destroy things just as easily as lies can. But I'm also scared of staying silent and becoming someone I don't even recognize, someone I can't respect. This confession isn't a request for your forgiveness. I don't think I have the right to ask for that. It's an admission that I failed. I failed you, I failed us, and I failed the person I promised I would always be. I honestly don't know if love can survive this kind of honesty. I don't know if anything can. I only know that carrying this secret alone is changing me in ways I truly don't like, and I can't do it anymore. If you ever find this, if you ever read these words, you will see me without any defenses, without any excuses. You deserve at least that much, even if it ends up costing me everything I hold dear. I'm not proud of what I did, but I am so tired of pretending it never happened. Some mistakes don't just fade away with time. They wait patiently in the dark, waiting to be acknowledged. And I'm standing at that moment now, completely unsure of what comes next. Whatever happens, this is the truth. The truth I couldn't keep buried any longer.